used to practicing your scale shapes like this, going up and down the scale shape and going back and forth between positions, you might actually be practicing your way from scale mastery or fretboard freedom, if you will. You might actually be moving away from the very thing you want. And it's highly likely that you are. I used to spend months and months and hours each day practicing the scale shapes like this, up and down, and I couldn't believe that I didn't develop any kind of freedom across the neck. Until I realized the following. When we practice scale shapes up and down like that, we are storing the information of the scale of what to play as sequential information. And sequential information is the same way in which we store something like the alphabet. It's really a very smart way of storing information because it takes up almost no memory space in the brain. What it is really a pattern. And the pattern goes like this. The A here, all I need to do, because I've learned the alphabet, right? And all I need to do in order to remember the alphabet is say the first letter. Because within the first letter, the B is stored. So within the A is stored the B. And within B, you find C. And within C, you find D. So I just say A, B, C, D. It comes naturally once I'm on my path here, on my little chain of stuff that releases the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. But if I have to access the middle note of the alphabet or the 10th note, I'm completely, I can't do that. I have to count all the way to the right letter, right? So if I have to mention the 15th letter in the alphabet, I have no way of retrieving that information other than go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so on, right? It's not possible. And if going up and down the scale shapes and going back and forth positions is your primary way, the thing you spend the most time on when you're practicing scale shapes, if that is the case, then you're practicing or storing the information as sequential information, and that is almost useless when it comes to freedom across the neck. What we really need to do is develop freedom in a completely different way. Because what my end result really is not going up and down the scale. Of course, it's nice to be able to, play just the scale up and down like that. But, my core ability, the core skill I want to develop is really, I just want to be able to, I don't want to think about scale shapes anymore. I just want to be able to play, like a piano. You have all the right keys. It's the C major scale. You just press any key. That's the scale, right? We don't want to have a lot of analytical activities going on in our brain as we try to play something great. So the way of storing information when you want to develop total freedom across the neck is like a sphere more than a sequence. You have, no matter where you are in the sphere, you want to be able to go to anywhere else, right? So from any point in the scale, it has to seem natural to go to any other point in the scale. So again, what we want to be able to do is have all our letters here scattered in not any particular order, really, within the sphere. So I can just reach out and grab for whatever a piece of information or whatever note I want freely. And how does that look? Well, it looks like playing a solo. It looks like... there's no order to anything here. I'm improvising. And the way to get there is to actually practice what it is you want to learn. And this is such a simple insight. Practice what it is that you want to learn. And many people go, yes, of course. That's why I'm going up and down the scale. I want to learn the scale. But do you actually want to learn this? Or have you already learned that and no need to practice that anymore? Or do you want to learn this? That's what we want to learn, so start with that, right? You might want to play the scale up and down so you kind of get the impression of the scale shape, but then the next thing you want to do is you want to hurry up and put on a jam track and have fun with it. Right? And if you learn two scale shapes that are adjacent to each other, or just not right next to each other, you want to, of course, you move back and forth between them. And then you put on that jam track, and every time you hesitate because you can't find the right notes, then you just let the track run there. Just get a grip, and then okay, there we are. And then you can spend a little bit of time in that area where you couldn't quite see what was going on, and then move on. That it will teach you how to play the scale shape much faster, much more effectively, and as you do it, you'll actually develop the kind of freedom that we all want. This might seem like a simple little thing, but the effects of it, if you've been practicing mostly up and down like that, also horizontally up and down like this, same thing, sequential information. I've done that a lot. If you've been doing that a lot, and you've been wondering why you didn't develop any freedom, then try this, skip the up and down, go to improvising. It will make a huge difference.